It seemed like when we were going into this project, everybody had the horror story that they wanted to share with us, which was a little daunting because, you know, like most people, we'd never had the privilege of building our own home before.
So my husband, Ian, we're both married to Ian, we love the mountains. We always knew that we wanted to be somewhere in the mountains, and we just loved Asheville. It's a great vibe, great city, and combined with the mountains, it just seemed perfect. We decided that we wanted to build a house and have a bit more room so that we can kind of live together in some way or other.
With potentially 4 people working in the kitchen, we wanted to not have a lot of enclosed space. So we opted to have something here that we would be able to potentially even remove in the future if we get, you know, so old that we need to sit down to cut our vegetables, that sort of thing.
So one thing that we did realise, because there are 4 of us, 2 couples, we needed to get on the same page before we, you know, drove our builder nuts by saying we wanted different things. And so what we did was we appointed Elaine as our project manager. So she did pretty much all of the communicating with Brian and Jessica and Red Tree, which was absolutely great. She did a fabulous job. She paid all the bills and we just kind of let her do it. And then she asked us for, you know, to help make some of the bigger decisions. But the interesting thing was that we were actually pretty much on the same page for everything. I don't think we had any major issues where we, you know, we differed. And the nice thing is the way we've created the house with 2 main bedrooms on each floor is that we've been able to introduce our own style in that way, and because it's on different floors, it's, you know, it works. So my husband and I have gone for a slightly more kind of contemporary feel and some colour, and Elaine loves the classic white. So we've kind of made the floors a little different in that way.
We certainly have, haven't we? Yes, we have. I love your little kitchen.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
so
know
pretty.
whether, Oh, this is one really fun thing that they did. So this is our refrigerator, and it was going to hit the wall with the handle that it had. So Ryan had this wooden handle made especially for the refrigerator, so that it opens and doesn't damage the wall.
All those tiny details that make such a big impact, such a big difference, aren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We kind of make a decision, move on kind of people. And that was something we loved about Ryan too. Ryan was a fantastic project manager for us because he's very detailed, very proactive. He constantly kept us informed of what was happening. If there were any slowdowns for any reason, he could always explain, you know, why the slowdown was happening, what would be happening in the future, and so therefore he managed our expectations so well. It seemed like when we were going into this project, everybody had the horror story that they wanted to share with us, which was a little daunting because, you know, like most people, we'd never had the privilege of building our own home before. But Ryan took all that fear away. And we also, you know, as Lesley mentioned, Jessica, we love working with Jessica because we understood the financials throughout the entire process. Ryan was able to assist with that piece as well. And also Ashley, you know, we always knew that Ashley was busy working away in the background, bringing all the pieces together so Ryan and Gina could do their work so well. So we just feel that the whole team just made it a very enjoyable experience for us.
Yeah, they worked really seamlessly together as a team, which is great. So. You never felt like you were getting different messages from different people or anything. It was,
very cohesive.
It was very, very good.
Yeah.
I
think this is so cool. So when you see architectural drawings, it's really hard to imagine what something's really going to look like, but we knew we wanted to have a cathedral ceiling in here. And I just think the way that Red Tree was able to design this piece and out this way into the dining room is just so cool. It kind of looks like we've got a piece of art on the ceiling. So that's something that we really love. And this was my brother-in-law's idea, Ian Markham, that we should have a lovely high cathedral ceiling. And he really wanted to have a wood-burning fireplace here in the living room as well. So this is kind of one of two living rooms. So there's one up here on the top floor and then another one, as you'll see, downstairs. I really, really enjoyed the design process and working with Gina. She has such a magnificent eye and is very, very creative. I've described to several people that making our original choices, I almost felt like I was at the optometrist, because she'd say, you know, do you like A or do you like B? Do you like C or do you like D? But what that enabled us to do was very quickly narrow down the things we liked, the things we didn't like, and then in a few cases she was able to kind of push the envelope for us a little bit and saying, well, how about we do this? And I don't think there was a single thing that she came up with that we went, no, I don't really like that. So we were, and she made it a very fun process for us as well. So that was delightful.
One thing that I really loved was that Elaine found a backsplash for the back of the range and said, I really like this, you know, it's quite complex leaves, it's glass. And she said to Gina, I'd like something like this. And Gina actually managed to track down that actual backsplash. So we've got that. So that was the real kind of attention to detail and kind of listening to the types of things that we like. She did a fabulous job.
Yeah, and she very much picked up on the light, you know, how much we like light. So even the lights within the house, they're all very simple and glass, very bright. Yeah, she did an amazing job. Sit. Good girl. Maddie, sit. Good girl. This is an important room for us because of the dogs and, you know, dirty hiking shoes and all that sort of thing. So a bit of a luxury, but as you can see, it's complete with grit. We have a dog shower. So every time the dogs get messy, we can clean them, and they love to sit here actually. They sit up here, we put two dog beds here and they just sit up and here and look out of the window. This is just so Gina, you know, Gina came up with the idea of the lights. Gina came up with this idea, which I must admit I was really nervous about, but I think it's so lovely because it's plain, it's simple, it's easy to keep clean, but it looks really, really pretty. So I love that. And this is the backsplash for the stove that Lesley spoke about. I said to Gina, well, how about a piece of tempered glass? You know, nothing as fancy as this. But she said, no, this is so cool, Elaine, because this talks about the mountains. And it really does, doesn't it? The trees. And so, yeah, there's a lot of natural feeling in the house as well as outside the house. So I love our shower. We've never had such a big shower in our lives. It's absolutely fantastic standing in the shower. But from a practicality perspective, we wanted to make sure it was zero entry. So in the future, if, you know, one of us, well, like I did actually last November, breaks their leg, you know, you can actually get in there with a walker or crutches or whatever. But again, thinking of this kind of concept of aging in place. Red Tree, because they build greenhouses, they build what they call tight houses. So in terms of maximizing lack of humidity in the house, but, you know, keeping an even temperature throughout the entire year, they install various systems to aid that. So, you know, obviously good quality windows and the structure itself. But also there's this really neat system in the house called Brone. I think it's a Brone system. And this system is constantly monitoring the quality of the air, and it will automatically turn on the fans if the air quality isn't good, but also it means when you've had a shower, it very quickly gets rid of all the moisture in the room. And it's not just for bathrooms either. There's actually one in the main area, so when we're cooking, you know, we put on the fan over the stove, and the Brown system constantly monitors. And it's even got a UV light to get rid of germs in your bathroom. We're so fortunate to live here, we really are. I still have to go, pinch me, pinch me. Yeah, the last time I lived in the countryside, I was, how old did Mum say I was? Nine when we left the country, and I've lived in the suburbs or in the city ever since, so it really is a dream come true, and a privilege, definitely a privilege.